Chris Watkin back again with Graham Howell, who is a Fine & Country franchisee in Coventry, and he is very famous for his social media, his content marketing, his videos and his posts. So, Graham, what top tips do you have for estate agents on social media?
I think the biggest one is don't prognosticate, just get on and do it. Because again, so many people can think, oh, I don't want to do this video, I'm going to worry about what someone's thinking. If I look at my videos from 2.5 years ago when I started with Fine & Country to now, it's gone an evolution, but it's going to be.
And let's look at the videos. How many videos are you doing? And what are they?
So again, if I look at an average week, I'm probably doing anything from 60 to 70 posts a week.
It's a lot of content.
A lot of content, but it's a mixed content. So of course you've got things like buffer. Again, there are other ones that are out there, but it allows you to post some content
That's
directly.
like a Hootsuite, but a bit cheaper.
Yeah, or it's free if you only use 3 platforms.
Okay, then.
So if you're first starting up your agency,
okay,
what a great way to go to help you.
So that's delivering it, but what content are you doing?
So content on there, which will be going from a buffer, is going to be, some of it's going to be about sold, some of it's going to be about exchanges, some of it, most importantly, is going to be blogs, which will be letting people know, again, you know, might be what the top 10 places in the UK to buy at the moment. You can also use content when you've got a ghostwriter writing for you. Example, Mr. Watkins, there's material you can utilise there as well. But it's about having alternative material there, so because everyone reads differently. On top of that, I like my posts, so I'll be occasionally be doing a day in the life. And that's just letting people know. I get asked a question, what do you do in a day in the life? Well, let me tell you. And it's really just letting you know if I've been working
these are
exchanges. Videos, which I record with myself, and that video is recorded on iMovie. Nice and simple.
Yep.
I've got my branding at the end. Can I just say something, Chris?
Go for it.
Because it's one of my pet hates, and I believe it's yours as well. You know that little figure that I put at the end, the little thing that says about me? Don't put it at the front. My mum would love it, my dad would love it, and my family would, but no one else is going to then end up watching it.
Yeah, don't put your logo at the front,
No.
guys and girls.
Logo at the end.
You can put everything you like at the end, but at the front, you've got 3 or 4 seconds, and you need a hook.
You do.
Okay?
You've got to grab your audience.
Okay.
And that's the most important thing.
Okay.
So I have a mixture of it. So some will be a bit of day in life, just explaining what I've been up to, whether it's about the open house, and if I'm talking, or if I've just sold a property. But if I've just sold a property, I've sold this property, great. I'm not going to shout about that. I'd rather tell a story where the great news is this client's now gone under offer, managed to do it off market as well, which is what my client wanted because they wanted a bit more discreet. They're happy for me now to come on and let them know that they're able to make the move down under, and it allows a new family to come in to breathe, you know, a bit of life rather than.
So it sounds like you're telling stories, but you're not bragging about yourself. What way are you posting these videos?
So of course for me, I'm a bit of a Carlos Gill fan, and don't go chasing shiny new objects. LinkedIn,
Yep.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And that for me covers my. I know you think it's got like TikTok and bits and pieces.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that you should spend 80% of your time on 1 or 2 big platforms where you've got big followers or built it up, and then a little bit of playing. I've got a little TikTok account. I put 6 videos on it.
Yeah.
But most of mine is Facebook and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a little play, but not much.
YouTube as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of uploading the video naturally, as in physically uploading the MP4 to Facebook, but also upload it to YouTube as well to create a library.
Yes, because it's about that history. So when someone comes onto it, again, like coming onto your Facebook, you've got a story.
Yeah, and if you go onto my YouTube channel, my videos have got 20, 30 views, which you think, well, that's not a lot. It doesn't matter. I'm creating a library.
And again, it comes back. Biggest thing is, again, like just say, don't worry about views. Don't worry about likes and loves and comments.
Okay,
it's
so
about doing it.
How did you get over a lot of people, because estate agents, they love the dopamine hit of likes and comments and stuff like that. How did you get over that?
It wasn't for me about that. That wasn't in my forefront. For me,
But hold on, most agents are like that. Why are you different?
It's not. That doesn't get me out of bed in the morning seeing likes and loves. If I do a post with the fiance or my son, Stan, for example, I'd like to see some likes and loves, and I expect that from a family. For me, the way I look at social media in my head, crazy as it might sound, it's a bit like being PB. Those are my TV channels. Does that make sense?
Yes.
On social media, and it's about getting that content out. I'm not looking to get. If you work at Yopa or Purple Bricks, are you really going to start liking my post? I think you mentioned this. A lot of your likes and loves, some of them are going to be other agents. The biggest thing you've got to start to do during that period, and then you start to see more likes and loves, is build your audience. But you're not going to get an audience unless you start doing videos.
Okay, but you can do a podcast, you can do written work, you can do visual stuff as well. How long did it take you to start getting business from your posts?
I started, like I say, when I joined Fun Country as March 2020.
March 2020.
And I started seeing some towards the back end of the year, but realistically, it was January, February 2021.
Did you ever have a wobble in the summer of 2020?
Yes, I did.
And how did you get through that wobble? Because everyone has it. I've been doing this for 3 or 4 months, not got anything back from it.
The wobble that I got, because we came out of lockdown, very lucky in our industry, we were allowed back in within 3 months, and I'd only started 3 weeks before that, and I was like, oh my God. But thankfully, I had a couple of instructions that I walked straight into. I think I'd stopped, I will hold my hands, I think about a week I stopped. I had lots, again, building a business, and lots going on, something I had to give. But then I was watching, I think it was you again, Chris, and I just saw it was just about the consistency. I was like, I've got to do this again. And it just became, for me, a job on a Sunday evening. I'm sitting there, we've had a bit of teaming, the missus, watching the TV, and I could pretty much get my buffer, or like Hootsuite, done. I could get my business suite done on Facebook. It'd take me an hour or two, but it's done. I'm now probably more in a luxury position where I can get someone to do that for me, but I wasn't in a position to do that initially.
I mean, I'll let you into a little secret. My wife actually questioned whether we should be doing these sofa chats 2 years after starting them, because we were not getting anything back from them. But now look at us, we've been doing it nearly now 5 years. I love it to bits.
And you're absolutely around, because I remember, I think I mentioned it to your the colleague there, because I think when we were out there, I remember your big London double-decker bus that you used to have on here as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I love about it, because it's iconic as well. Because as you look around, there's little things.
Because you're going to have the Howell versus Watkin. Everyone loves them. I think the magic thing is, boys and girls, is don't expect instant results.
Correct.
Don't do it for the likes and comments. Do it for the love of doing it.
Yeah.
The content itself needs to be educational and helpful and entertaining to the viewer, not for you. Try and go out there to not trying to get anything, but trying to give. Be patient, be consistent, play the long game, and you'll win. And look at you now, because you're flying, aren't you?
Yeah.
And business is coming to you. It just falls into your lap now, doesn't it?
Well, it is. I think, as I mentioned the other day, when I had a message from a client that wanted to, it wasn't a message from me, can I have a valuation of my property? Grant, can you come around and take my property on the market for me?
There you go then.
So you already know where you are.
But you wouldn't have done that unless you did the stuff.
I would have got that 2 years ago. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm saying. It takes time to build, but it's like Rome wasn't built in a day. It's all about foundations. But if you can get these foundations in early, if you do make that change, well, guess what? You've got something that you can build on.
Hard work and persistence and patience. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Chris.